Hey everyone, today I've got your War Dogs movie review. A pair of friends are in the business to run guns across the Middle East, but will they succeed? As far as the story goes, Todd Phillips directs this movie after being most famous for The Hangover, with these two guys who are quick to become military arms dealers. This movie is set during the Iraq War, aka the Bush era, and you see them trying to land this $200 million deal, which lands them into trouble and potentially under the US military's radar, as well as many others. And I really feel like this is a movie that has a lot of these sort of historical influences, and quite frankly, this was actually a real life thing. And when I went to the screening of this movie, I was really surprised how many people were shocked to know like all of this stuff was actually happening. It's interesting, what people don't get to hear in the news and all of that stuff. So I really found it to be interesting that they had a serious subject matter for this film, but yet turned it into a comedy, which I kind of liked the balance of, so that you're not just having this completely serious film with these comedic actors. As far as the casting goes, you've got Miles Teller, who plays this guy who was originally a massage therapist for these rich people, and he's got this girlfriend who is expecting. He is just randomly living his life, and then all of a sudden he's coming across this guy who clearly people haven't seen in a long time, and he becomes friends with him again. And then Jonah Hill decides, oh hey, you want to work together on this gun running deal. And it's crazy how there's so many secrets and all that stuff. So, it gets pretty intense, but I do love their chemistry in this movie. And speaking of Jonah Hill, I really found him to be hilarious in this movie. There were times when I was worried because he was getting a little bit over the top, especially with that laugh, I can't even impersonate that. But either way, it was really hilarious to see them on screen. And Ana de Armas, who I remember last seeing in Knock Knock, and she plays Miles Teller's girlfriend. Even though she didn't have as much of a role in this movie, I found her to be at least decent. And then you've got a Hangover alum, Bradley Cooper, who is in this movie as well, and I found him to be really intense in his role. And so I loved seeing him in here again, because I definitely feel like his character fit with his personality. The things that I did like about this movie, right off the bat, it was really entertaining. I loved being able to laugh throughout this entire movie with all of the jokes and the comedic moments. And it definitely had a similar feel to The Hangover, which I loved, as well as movies like The Wolf of Wall Street, which Jonah Hill was in, and even The Big Short. So I really loved how you had all these different movies combined into one to create such a story, and I just really loved seeing that in this film. But unfortunately, the things that I didn't really like about this movie, now I do feel like some of the scenes were a bit too long. I didn't want to have this movie seem like a cookie cutter film, and that they just needed to dumb everything down and just have everything get right to the point without it being too forceful, because I would have liked to see more development with the storyline, just have it all sort of flow together. Overall, I would say that War Dogs was a pretty awesome film. I don't know why it's getting such a low rating on Rotten Tomatoes, not that I pay attention to that really, I'm just saying, but I would still recommend seeing this movie whether or not you love The Hangover or you love these actors. I definitely think you should check this movie out. So I would give this 4 hearts on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of War Dogs. And as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Trail Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And I will see you guys later.